And then there were 6. The tournament started with 10 teams in the quest for a Canadian senior men's baseball title. And now the quarterfinals are upon us with 6 teams remaining in the hunt. And Dan, the round robin doesn't even get a chance to breathe. And right back to work, the team we just watched an hour or so ago to finish second with their 9-8 win over BC, leaving them with a record in Pool A of 3-1, is the Charlottetown Islanders representing New Brunswick, and they'll take on Team Manitoba. Manitoba finished third in Pool B after they fell in their final round robin game to Alberta's the Calgary Rockies, who ended up in second place. Saskatchewan won Pool A. They've advanced to the first of 2 semifinals, and the host Regina Trappers won Pool B. They'll be in the second semi tomorrow at 12:30. And we think we have a very good one in store for you again this evening.
Yeah, this is going to be a great matchup. Both teams coming off games, so both are going to be pretty tired here, but Team Manitoba drops their last one. They drop down or slide down to third place. Meanwhile, Team New Brunswick able to eke one out there in their last game, 9-8. So they get second place and home team for this one. But Nathan Van Putten on the mound here for Team New Brunswick. It's going to be Brandon Hatley on the mound for Team Manitoba. We are going to have a beauty of a game for you here tonight. 1
pitch, 1 out is third baseman of Manitoba, Dawson Tweet, the 23-year-old from Russell, Manitoba, who's now 4 for 17 in the event. Grounds out to second baseman Logan McDougall.
Good pitch there from Van Putten as he's able to get Dawson Tweet to hit that weak grounder to second base. Flip on to first, and we got 1 out here.
This one fouled down the left field line by 35-year-old veteran Andrew Lockheed, who has absolutely, sorry about the pun, locked in. He's 7 for 13 with a double, a triple, and 3 runs batted in. He has 5 hits in his last 7 at-bats. He is from Killarney, Manitoba. Nathan Van Putten, the pitcher, plays regularly for the Moncton Mets. And he is off to a nice start. This is actually his 3rd appearance of the event.
Yeah, Nathan's been a busy guy here so far. You see a very good looking change up there that Lockheed swings through. Catcher Cole McLaren throws down to first base and completes the strikeout. We have 2 outs here in the top of the first inning.
21-year-old left fielder Caden Rosdiba, who's 7 for 15 himself in the event. He's from Oak River. Had a fabulous beginning to the tournament in their opening game 12-2 win over Ontario 1, the Leaside Leafs, when he went 4 for 5. And a good breaking ball from Van Putten.
And that's going to be an important pitch for him tonight. This is a very, very good hitting team, Manitoba. And in order for Van Putten to see some success in this game tonight, he's going to have to spot his fastball, which he's very good at. But he's also going to have a pretty good curveball in case they start to catch up to that fastball.
Nathan is 25, from Monkland, Ontario originally. Played at Carleton University.
Pitcher of the year in his last year there,
which is located in Ottawa. And a breaking ball misses away to the starting catcher tonight, who's Cole McLaren. Jordan Cormier at third in place of Ryan McIsaac in this one. Max Grant, second base. Logan McDougall, Nick McPhail around the infield. And a high fastball from the hard-throwing right-hander, Van Putten. 5-4 in the New Brunswick Senior League in 49 and a third innings with 51 strikeouts. And he walks Rosdiba with 2 out.
Van Putten's third baseman, Justin Cormier, knows him very well as they are teammates in Moncton. two of the pickups here for the PEI contingent this year for Team New Brunswick.
Ty Enns was not eligible to play in the first two games for Manitoba, but he has made a difference. In their final two games of the round robin, Ty went 3 for 6, 2 for 3 last night in that heartbreaking loss in 8 innings, where they let a 4-0 lead slip away to the host Regina Trappers, which allowed them to seal the deal on top spot in their pool. Ends 2 for 3 in that game with a run batted in, and then in their 6-1 loss earlier today at the hands of Alberta, the Calgary Rockies, he went 1 for 3.
And speaking of those Rockies, they are just underway over at Optimist Park as they take on Team Quebec in the other quarterfinal game that's happening tonight. Desmond Sullivan takes the ball for Team Alberta, and they are just underway in the top of the first as he has walked the opening batter of that one, Jonathan Martin, and they are just underway there. So we'll keep you in the loop with that one as well, or you can watch on the Optimist Park stream on IKS as well.
Enns flares it into shallow left, and it goes off the glove of Max Grant, who has not been involved in many tough moments, either offensively or defensively.
Yeah, it's a tough play there. We'll get a look at this one here on the replay, but ball popped by Ty Enns. A little bit of tail on this one as he tries to make the play, and you see third baseman Justin Cormier there with him as well, and I don't know if that might have been a deterrent a little bit, that he might have caught him in his eyesight, but either way, ball clanks off his glove, lands, and we have runners now on first and third with 2 outs, and a very dangerous hitter up in Austin Pistaka,
who plays in the Winnipeg Senior Baseball League. The catcher is Pistaka, 27 years old, from LaSalle, Manitoba. Hit .514 this year for the Winnipeg A's. He's 2 for 13 with a double and a run batted in Regina. And looks at a ball down. And again, it's been awesome all week long to have our home plate umpire, Mike, for you. And they have provided some wonderful insight and, might I add, entertainment. Grant will have another touch. This one much easier as he steps on second to end the early threat by Manitoba. New Brunswick coming to bat when we return in this quarterfinal matchup on day 3 of the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championship. Left-hander Brandon Hatley, who already has 6 innings of work to his credit, and it was good work in their opening game 12-2 win over Leaside. On Thursday, gave up 2 runs in that game, 5 hits, struck out 4 and walked 2. And Dan, you're such a wealth of information. How about a scouting report on the left-hander?
Yeah, Brandon has had a very strong year. He's been a player on this team now for a few years with Team Manitoba, and certainly brings a great arsenal of pitches to the mound. And biggest thing here being with all the left-handed bats with PEI, I'm certainly going to give Team Manitoba a good shot here tonight.
So Hatley back to work in this all-important winner move on quarterfinal game. Simon Dubois fights it off into left field for a leadoff base hit, his 4th hit of the tournament.
Yeah, good swing there by Dubois. Again, sees the pitch from Hatley. Pitched outside, sees it deep, keeps the barrel back, gets through it, drops it into left field just in front of Caden Rosdiba, and the leadoff man aboard here for Team New Brunswick.
And now the top hitter in the tournament. He's batting .769. Duncan Picketts starting in right field. It gets away from Pistaka, and Dubois moves up 90 feet. Picketts, up until he made an out in his last at-bat, at one point, Dan, went 7 for 7. He's 10 for 13 with a double and 2 runs batted in. I thought he had a great tournament last year when he batted .417 in Tecumseh, Ontario.
He showed you, didn't he?
Did he ever? And the rest of the country, I might add.
Absolutely. We talked about this throughout our games, and now even more important that we're into win and go home games is that teams that get chances need to convert on those chances. Manitoba had one in the top of the first. They had a runner get to third base. Now PEI with a runner in scoring position here with less than 2 outs, and it's going to be about who can take advantage of these opportunities in these types of games.
Pickett's just 23, is from Kensington, PEI. Came to Regina, batting .325 in the New Brunswick Senior Men's League. And had a good twist on the Hatley offering. He was an all-star left fielder in the New Brunswick Senior Men's League last year, and I'm guessing he's probably in the hunt. I know one thing. He's going to be an all-star here.
Absolutely. Having just a fantastic tournament here, and we'll definitely have his name in the hat for top hitter of the tournament for sure.
And stays alive is Hatley. Lefty versus lefty. And as Dan mentioned, there's a pretty healthy left-handed portion of the lineup, especially at the top of it.
Yes.
With 3 lefties right off the hop in Dubois, Picketts, and then Grant.
For sure. And good at bat here, and you know, this is stuff that doesn't show up in the box score and stuff like this after the game, but seeing tons of pitches earlier here, fouling lots of stuff back, and you notice that there's not one person in the PEI dugout that's sitting down. Everyone up on the ledge getting a look at what Brandon Hatley has to offer here, and even though Picketts goes down on strikes here, you know, he gives them an opportunity to be able to see the different type of pitches that he's bringing here. As we get a look at the replay on this one, looks like a little bit of a cutter there that Pickett swings through and misses for the first out here in the bottom of the first.
I guess Duncan Picketts is human. I was starting to wonder.
Yeah.
As he strikes out. Max Grant on the ground. Drew Hillhorst comes up with the hands nicely. And that'll give you confidence when you get 2 gentlemen out who have combined in the tournament for 18 hits.
For sure. That'll give you a little bit of a boost for sure. As Grant able to get to the barrel on that ball, but fortunately right at Drew Hillhorst, and he throws on to Ty Enns at first, and now there's 2 outs with a runner on third, and first baseman Nick McPhail makes his way to the plate for his first at bat.
2 for 4 earlier in the round robin closer, the 9-8 victory over Team BC that ousted the Victoria Mavericks from the event. Nick with a big RBI in that one, and he drives this deep, and a great catch by Rosdiba, who just refused to let it go away.
I don't know if anyone else saw Josh Myers on deck there, but he just gave a huge jump there, just like be like, oh, what a catch. But we'll see here on the replay. Good piece by Nick McPhail. Rosdiba making his way back, and nice over-the-shoulder catch there to keep things scoreless after an inning.
Caden Rosdiba, and there was the Josh Myers vertical. 0-0 at the end of our first quarterfinal game at the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championships. Good work by both starting pitchers to open up the game. Nathan Van Putten, 25-year-old, originally from Ontario, gave up just a walk. Got himself out of what I would call probably a mini jam as he's set to face designated hitter Mitch Olson. The 37-year-old from Deloraine, who looks at a curveball inside for ball one. Mitch is 3 for 14 with 2 runs batted in. And had a healthy cut at the Van Putten pitch.
Just taking a brief look at our other quarterfinal at Optimus Park. No score through 1 inning there between Team Quebec and Team Alberta. They just start to play in the top of the second.
The Calgary Rockies earning their way by winning the 2024 Sunburst League title, looking to end the run of Quebec, who are the 2-time defending champions with wins last year in Tecumseh and the previous year in Red Deer. In both finals, they downed the Regina Trappers.
And Desmond Sullivan has the ball for Team Alberta, and a veteran guy that's been around the block a few times before. I believe it's Barreau pitching for Team Quebec, so that should be a great matchup over there as well.
2-2 to Olson. And he is able to get a piece of it. Mitch, during the regular season for his hometown team in Deloraine, batted .422. One of his best nights came against the Souris Cardinals June 17th as he pops it in the air, and it should be easy for Logan McDougall.
Great pitch there by Nathan Van Putten. Gets in on the hands of Mitch Olson, and just a little bit of a light pop up there that Logan McDougall is able to easily handle for the first out here in the top of the second.
Ty Paddock, the center fielder, moved down a little in the order. He had been hitting in the number 2 spot. The 31-year-old from Oak River, who's 3 for 12, with 3 runs batted in. 2 of those runs batted in, and 2 of those 3 hits came in their opening game victory over Leaside.
Good mix there from Van Putten. The changeup that misses down, but good take from Paddock. The count evens up now 1-1. I guess I can fold up my glare towel and put it away now.
And thank you to Clark Monroe, our fine producer, for confirming that Ty Paddock is the nephew of longtime NHL head coach, longtime GM and head coach of the Regina Pats, John Paddock.
Oh, wow. Such a wealth of knowledge you are, Clark.
Well, when it was a Paddock from that part of Manitoba, I knew there was a relation. It was just a matter of which way.
Exactly.
Tailing fastball and a good one from Nathan Van Putten, who looks like he has brought some very good stuff to this quarterfinal affair. On the ground for Grant. Gets a nice hop and delivers for out number 2.
Good job of battling back there by Van Putten in that at bat, as fell behind a little bit, but gets it back to a full count, gets a chopper on the ground. And again, pitching to contact, so important. Let your defense do their work here, keep them active in the game. And Max Grant been pretty solid as anyone at shortstop here in this tournament. Picks up that ball onto first, and 2 outs now in the top of the second inning.
22-year-old Killarney product, Drew Hillhorst, the batter, and on the first pitch, he hits it well, and it's still carrying. And Jack Kraft battles it. Nowhere near the win that we've witnessed the last couple of days right at this point, but when the ball is that high in the air, it'll move around. Hillhorst flies out to end the top of the second inning. Here are the Canadian Senior Men's Championships on IKS. Josh Myers, the designated hitter, still wearing number 20. That's been a bit of an inside joke because, to our understanding, he may have worn 3 different numbers. I know he wore 11 for sure. He put up good numbers in their last game. There's something else that we all know. Drove in 3 of those 9 runs. Had a couple of doubles in the earlier appearance for the Charlottetown Islanders. And Myers looks at a fastball out of the zone from Brandon Hatley. Josh is 25. He's from Summerside. PEI, 5 for 13 now with those 2 doubles and 5 runs batted in.
Jack Kraft, the center fielder, and Logan McDougal, the second baseman, due up after this inning.
More lefties, too.
Yes, lots of them. Hatley looking good so far. Clean first. PEI did get a runner to third there, but able to snake his way out of that jam.
Myers with a good rip at it. Both pitchers giving you a bit of an early feeling that it could be a difficult night for batters, at least early. And we've seen a lot of early runs in this event. On the whole, I don't know how it compares, Dan, to some others, but it's been a very high-scoring tournament.
Yeah, for sure. It's been very high-scoring, but I think you'll see now you may get a little bit of a different tune here now that we're getting into the playoffs, and I'll be surprised to see some of those high scores that we saw before.
So there is a excellent pitch under the hands of Myers.
Sam!
And Brandon Hatley has his second strikeout early in the game. that pitch is almost unhittable when it's in that spot.
Yeah, that's a really tough spot. A lefty and throw it right under the hands. That's a really tough pitch to get to.
31-year-old center fielder Jack Kraft up the middle. He has a base hit. Just his second of the tournament as he looks skyward. That would have been something if Hatley went behind his back and was able to somehow snag it, but he didn't.
You know what? The way things have gone today, Peter, I wouldn't have been surprised if he went behind his back and caught it.
I say this a lot when I'm broadcasting sports. Every time you think something wouldn't surprise you, you find something that would. High in the air off the bat of McDougall. Back goes Garrett Popplestone for the second out.
Garrett is solid. They come at shortstop as well and able to backpedal out to short left field. We're going to get another look at that play here. Ball popped up by Logan McDougall. Popplestone back his way out, makes a nice catch there, and 2 down here now in the bottom half of the second inning as Cole McLaren going to get his first at bat of the night.
The 28-year-old from Morel PEI, 1 for 5 here. He made that hit count. It was for 2 runs batted in.
What a great camera angle we have here. You see Jack Kraft and the first baseman Ty Enns kind of laughing about something they're chatting about there.
Gets away from Pistaka, and there was a large turn by Kraft at second, the speedy center fielder who tracked down a ball at the track in the previous half inning defensively.
So that one will go down as a pass ball, goes off the glove of Pistaka.
The Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, were 3-1 in the round robin, including an impressive win over Quebec, 7-2. That's the game that McLaren drove in his 2 runs in. And Kraft, as you just saw with your own 2 eyes, finds his way to third on a bit of a spill.
Yeah, a couple of mishandled pitches there by Pistaka has now put a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs.
2 balls and no strikes to the opposing catcher, Cole McLaren. One time played in Detroit system with Erie, West Michigan, and Lakeland. Big hop for Hillhorst, and he'll take it and say, "Thank you kindly."
That was a big, big hop, that lip. Clark, what do we call that? The Curry lip. You see it in action right there. Is that sure hop to second baseman, throw on to first, and PEI retired here in the bottom of the second inning.
Been plenty of lip up here at times, too.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. 0-0. We've had a great time. Through 2, and we've got a nice one brewing in this quarterfinal game on Saturday night of the Senior Men's Baseball Championship. the number 9 hitter, fine fielding shortstop, and a good hitter too in 35-year-old Brandon Product. Garrett Popplestone set to lead things off for Team Manitoba, a collection of players from 3 different leagues. We mentioned the Winnipeg League, the Southwest Senior Men's League, as Popplestone attempts to drop down a leadoff bunt for a base hit, but fouls it away. And the Border Baseball League. Nobody knows more about that, and nobody does a better job in our country covering senior men's baseball than the gentleman to my right, Dan Esty.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, that would be you, yes.
Yes, no, great league to follow, and in both of those leagues in Manitoba with the Southwest League and the Border League. And Garrett, another great year with his team there, and certainly brings a lot of veteran leadership to this team, Manitoba, as well. That certainly helps with the young crop of players that they have coming up now.
He's a Brandon Young Gun.
That's it.
Popped up. Kraft taking charge as center fielders are called on to do. And there's one away.
Good job there by Jack Kraft. Covers a lot of ground out there in center field. He ranges to his left, and I think we could hear him from up here, Peter calling that ball. Makes the catch for the first out.
Top of the order, and Dawson Tweed, who grounded out on the first Nathan Van Putten pitch of the game. Van Putten has settled into a nice groove.
And that's, you know what, that's important. I mean, right now, Nathan doing a good job just pitching to contact. Pitch to contact, let your defense stay in the game, and it's so important when you're able to do that.
And we've had this conversation throughout many games. Big difference between softer contact. When you see a team, even if they're recording outs, making a lot of hard contact, generally it's only a matter of time before things start to turn in the hitting team's favor.
Absolutely. And he's done a pretty good job. You know, those fly balls are going a long way, but they're just lazy fly balls for now that are, nothing merely being hurt there, as you see that nice pitch to the leadoff batter, Dawson Tweed, as he's down on strikes for the second out. Pretty sure that's a nice changeup that he's going to be throwing here. You see that grip and just rolls right off his fingers and down and out of the zone.
2 away on strikeout number 2 of the game for Nathan Van Putten.
Go figure, someone getting strikeouts with changeups. Where have we seen that before?
We saw it at this very time 1 night ago between Manitoba and the Regina Trappers when Scott Beaver used that pitch probably about 65% of the time on his way to a 12 strikeout performance. And yet, in the end, it wasn't good enough to win.
That's amazing how that is. Another great pitch there by Van Putten as McLaren tries to apply the tag there, but Lockheed playing sneak away, and able to throw the ball to first, complete the strikeout, and that is all for Manitoba here as they go 3 up, 3 down in the top of the third.
Well, like one of our home plate umpires earlier today, Andrew Lockheed might have thought to himself, get away from me. Didn't work. To the bottom of the third we go in this quarterfinal game on a Saturday night at Curry Field in Regina. Runs at a premium so far, which has not been the case in this tournament through the round robin. But as Dan suggested, and it is so true, in the playoffs, everything ratchets up. And really, in so many cases, the team that pitches the best from here on in, likely wins. This a tester for Popplestone on the run, and nice work by Enns to climb the ladder a little bit and still stay on the bag.
Absolutely. That was a very impressive play there, and getting a little bit of a tip of the cap from Garrett Popplestone as we see that ball just go over the head of Hatley, and he stands there as a statue to make sure he doesn't get into anyone's way. And good play there by Popplestone to get that on to tie Enns at first, and good stretch to record the first out.
As he retires, third baseman Jordan Cormier in the lineup tonight. We've seen a lot of Ryan McIsaac there. We've certainly seen Simon Dubois in the leadoff spot in his regular position in the batting order, and that's where he is again tonight. He has one of the 2 Charlottetown Islander hits representing New Brunswick. Justin Cormier. This has a chance to be a hit. It is.
Ooh, good play by Popplestone. That was going to take a hard turn left, but nice sliding play there as he's able to knock that down and keep Dubois to a single there.
And Dubois is 2 for 2 in this quarterfinal affair. He's now 5 for 12 in the tournament.
See that great play by Popplestone there as he slides to keep that one. And otherwise, with Dubois' speed, that's probably going to take a hard left over by that tarp, and Dubois is probably standing on second base right now, so good play by him.
One away for Duncan Pickett, who's finally made an out his last 2 times. He won't hear. Another Pickett's base hit.
Ooh, close play there, almost backdoored him, but Dubois back in safely.
He has 11 hits now in the tournament. That's some kind of tournament for Duncan Pickett.
Absolutely. Good swing on that play there as he's able to lift that over the second baseman, Hillhorse's head, and into right field. And we see there almost gets backdoored there on the play at shortstop. Dubois back in safely, having a little bit of a chuckle there with Garrett Popplestone.
2 on with 1 out, and Max Grant is hit to load the bases. And here in many ways is our first real threat of the game, off the shoulder of the terrific shortstop.
So big chance here for Team New Brunswick as they have the bases loaded with 1 out. Corners are in, playing even. Shortstop and second baseman back at double play depth.
And McPhail takes ball 1 from lefty Brandon Hatley, who's in some trouble now. And comes up and in on McPhail.
Good hitters count here. No room to put him. McPhail to be looking for one spot and one spot here only.
And again, it's a little up in the zone. 3 balls and no strikes. It's Team New Brunswick, the Charlottetown Islanders, looking to strike first. McPhail didn't love it. He doesn't have a vote.
I think he was trying to sell that one there. A little bit of a lean back. That one looked like it caught the inside part of the plate for strike 1.
And he fouls this as Hatley comes back from being down 3 balls and no strikes. To Nick McPhail, who flew out to left fielder Caden Rose-Deba.
Still early in this one. You got to feel like this is a very key pitch in this one.
And it's ball 4. And New Brunswick takes the lead in the bottom of the third, and it'll be an RBI for McPhail, his 4th of the tournament.
Anytime you can get a run and not have to put the ball in play, you'll take those gifts 10 times out of 10.
And in a win or tournament comes to an end, I'm always so curious when it comes to pitching.
That could be trouble.
This is trouble. It falls for Josh Myers, and it's going to score 2 more runs. Long throw in. Pickets and Grant cross home plate. And the terrific day for Josh Myers continues on this Saturday.
What a day it's been for Josh Myers. Ropes that one down the right field line, well inside the line fair. Right fielder for Team Manitoba, Andrew Lockheed, makes his way over, makes the big throw into the plate, but not near in time as 2 runs come across. And we got a 3-0 Team New Brunswick lead and a trip to the mound here by the team at Manitoba coaching staff.
And Josh Myers has runs batted in 6 and 7. And he had 3 runs batted in the game prior to this one. Their 9-8 victory over Team BC.
Looks like we're starting to get a little bit of stirring down in the Team Manitoba pen here. We'll get a number for you for a second as they look like they have a right-hander getting up there and ready to go. So that pitch way up and into Jack Kraft as he spins out of the way of that one.
Runners at the corners. 3 runs have crossed home plate and still only the 1 out for Kraft. Off his own foot as he shakes it out. Looks to be just fine, even though I believe that was the foot without the protection on it.
So Mason McLeod is the pitcher down there, kind of starting to get a little bit of movement on there in the pen. Not throwing yet, but just up and stretching and getting loose.
Kraft has a base hit tonight. Just his second of the tournament. As he looks down at his third base coach. Ball and 2 strikes. And we're about to repeat the same scenario.
Good battle here from Jack Kraft. And again, things that don't show up in the score sheet, they do have 3 runs that show up, but the amount of pitches they're making Brandon Hatley throw early in this one, obviously very helpful as well.
Hatley would love a ground ball. This one's coming right back at us. About as close as it's come. Hopefully that didn't hit anyone in front of us. Hatley to Kraft. He finds some green. Jack Kraft has more hits in this game than he had coming into it. He's 2 for 2, and this one drives in a 4th New Brunswick run.
In a game here of such importance as we get a look at that hit there from Kraft. I can't see Team Manitoba waiting too long as we see Mason McLeod getting hot down there pretty quick in the bullpen. He gets up and starts throwing.
A huge inning for New Brunswick. McDougall, if this stays fair, it might have led to another hit, but it does not.
Talk about taking advantage of your chances when you get them, and after a couple of missed opportunities in the first couple of innings, they had 2 runners get to third base. Team New Brunswick taking full advantage of things here in the 3rd inning as they've plowed up 4 runs here already.
Hatley misses out. This actually, I would think, has a chance to be his last batter.
Might be very close to that here at some point.
His second tour of duty was the winner in a 6-inning performance opening day against Leaside.
And let's not get it wrong here. Throwing twice in a tournament and it's just over 24 hours. Certainly not an easy thing to do. That pitch looked pretty handy, but called a ball.
Logan McDougall popped up to short. A 3-1 pitch on the way to him. Stop. And fouls it wide of third. There is another quarterfinal game going on at this very time between two-time defending champion Quebec and Team Alberta, the Calgary Rockies. And we'll keep you updated as the night goes on that affair.
Good pitch there from Hatley. That's a big, big pitch. Bear down there, get that strikeout. As he sits down Logan McDougall for the second out here in the inning. And speaking of that quarterfinal game, Peter, they are just starting the bottom of the third inning there, and Team Quebec has extended their lead now to 2-0 over Team Alberta. So as Peter said, we'll keep you in the loop on that one as long as we're on the air here at Curry Field.
They were 1-2 coming into the day. Posted a big win.
Once you get into playoffs, everything changes.
Got a little bit of help.
Get your confidence up. That's the most important thing. A little bit of a rough round robin for them for sure, but once you get that confidence back, hard to shake a team, especially with the depth like Quebec has.
And a lot to draw on because
Absolutely.
you were in a broadcast booth at this tournament a year ago. They went 2-2 in that round robin in Tecumseh last year and rolled 3 in a row to win the title.
They did.
Strike on the outside corner to the catcher Cole McLaren as the Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, have batted around in what to this point is a 4-run bottom of the third. We've also learned this weekend that no lead is safe.
Yeah, we've seen that message a few times, and certainly it's one that, quarterfinal game, and for me, if I'm the coach of Team New Brunswick right now, I'm telling them, you keep going. You keep going until they say the game's over. And we've certainly seen that any lead here, whether it's 4-0, 5-0, 6-2, whatever it may be, never safe until that last out is finally recorded.
Well, New Brunswick doesn't need a lot of reminders.
No.
Their only round-robin loss, they led Team Saskatchewan, who ended up winning Pool A and will make their way into the first of 2 semifinals tomorrow as a result. 5-0 in the third.
That's
and
it.
Then Saskatchewan scored 9 to win 9-5. So you don't have to go too far back in the memory bank to remember.
Nope, not at all.
Justin Cormier's second at-bat of the inning. Grounded out to short to start it.
Ouch.
Hope that our home plate umpire is all right. There's something you wouldn't see in the major leagues. Guy follows one back and goes and gets the ball. The next time you see that, call me.
Off the side of the mask. Hopefully he's okay.
I'll be waiting for that call for a long time.
In all seriousness, though, Justin, one of the nicest guys. I played a number of years against Justin, and
Popplestone, the underhand toss to Hillhorst. A big bottom of the third for the Charlottetown Islanders and Team New Brunswick. They lead by 4. Nathan Van Putten, who's been excellent through 3. Now Dan has a 4-run lead to work with.
And we just talked about this during the break, Peter. It's a 4-0 lead is fantastic, but now you back that up with a nice clean inning, get your team back on the bats. Don't give an ounce of any sort of hope here for Manitoba right now, and that's their aim. Now Manitoba on the other side of that, now you look to chip into that lead, right? And again, you're not going to get 4 runs all at once, so piece by piece you go after it here, and good solid at-bats as they go through the heart of their order here now with Caden Rosdiva leading things off.
He walked in his only time in the batter's box tonight. He's had a great event as the product of Oak River.
One of the young contingent for this Team Manitoba club, as they have a whole bunch of young kids coming through this system now that are going to be here for the foreseeable future. Caden Rosdiva being one of them for sure.
7 for 15 overall. This tournament started on Thursday. It will wrap up with a championship gold medal game tomorrow, slated to begin at 7. When the night is over, we'll be down to 4 teams left with a chance to win it. The host Regina Trappers and somewhat surprising Team Saskatchewan are already in tomorrow's semifinals. And another walk for the youngster.
Yeah, just off.
And that's not what Nathan Van Putten was hoping for.
Given free bases, you know what, if people hit their way on, that's fine, but you don't want to give those free bases. You can see a little bit of emotion there out of Van Putten on the mound, asking where that one was, and you heard from our home plate umpire just off the outside. So he's been pretty consistent with that outside corner. He's been consistent so far, so it's pretty much set the precedent for both pitchers on what they need to do there to be successful.
That's all you can ask for.
Absolutely.
To know what is and what isn't. Usually that gets established in the first couple innings, and away you go.
Absolutely.
Tie ends, reached on an error to Max Grant. And a throw over. Good work by McPhail to make sure that didn't wind up somewhere down the right field line. Ends fouls this out of play. Charlottetown has already taken a step this year from a year ago They went 2-2 last year and did not qualify for the playoffs.
Yeah, part of that, there's a couple of teams that finished 2-2 and ended up in tie breaks, and saw a couple more examples of that this year, just, missing by a few runs. And that's just the way it goes sometimes at these tournaments.
Manitoba did advance with a 2-2 record to the playoffs, but they lost their quarterfinal game in a big way to Quebec, 13-0.
Yeah.
2-2 to ends. This is well hit. Kraft can run, and it's over his head. Rosdiba gets the wave. He'll score. And exactly what Manitoba required to start chipping away after giving up 4 in the most previous half inning. And Ty ends with his 4th hit. This is just his 3rd game that he's participated in.
Yeah, good piece there by Enns. Gets the barrel of the bat on that one and just kind of keeps sailing. Looked like Jack Kraft might have a beat on that one, but just out of his reach in right center field. And Ty Enns stands at second base, and Team Manitoba cuts into this Team New Brunswick lead now. They trail 4-1.
And still no one out for catcher Austin Pistaka. He lines it, but Simon Dubois was positioned nicely.
Hit that ball hard. Hangs up on a line right at Simon Dubois, like we said, and he's able to make the catch, and Pistaka down for the first out here in the top of the 4th.
And teams will make adjustments after seeing a pitcher one time. This is the 2nd time through the order, and the contact is gone from one way to another. A lot of hard contact even early in this inning as Olsen is hit by the pitch in the shoulder, and he'll trot down to first base with still only 1 out.
And a slider, and he was looking to get that one in there, just lost the grip on it. That's all it was. And catches him in the shoulder.
And for the first time, a visit is required for Team New Brunswick.
JP Stevenson getting his steps in today. Between these 2 games, he's made quite a few trips out there and does a good job. Someone that used to play in this league and kind of knows the ins and the outs, and just out there just to calm everyone down, take a deep breath, and get right back on the horse here and keep going.
Is the world-class walk, too, that I very much appreciate.
Yep. Up and out.
After Mitch Olsen is hit, center fielder Ty Paddock, who grounded out to shortstop in the 2nd. Manitoba's on the board here in the 4th. They'd love at least another.
Yeah, for sure. You get opportunities like this where you get a little bit of momentum and still have runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs, and obviously you want to try and cash those runners and get yourself back into this game and help your pitcher out. That was a great pitch right on the outside corner.
Ball and 2 strikes to Paddock. And he had a good rip. Sent it straight back. That's when you always know a batter has just missed it.
Good hack there from Paddock as he regroups and gets back in there.
Ty, a very impressive .405 batting average for Oak River in their playoffs. And even better than that in the regular season when he hit .490.
One of the more skilled hitters on this Manitoba club.
Old school, no batting gloves.
Just going to say that. You know what? I played for years, and I pitched in the tail end of my career. I did do some hitting, but never been able to figure out how you're able to hit without batting gloves.
I couldn't hit with them on, without them on. Didn't matter. Even on a tee, I struggled. Like the other sport with a little round ball that I was better at when I was 6. 2-2.
Good hold there. That was a really good pitch. Good location there, and looked like Paddock was going to bite on that one, but
3-2.
holds his swing and has a full count now. Only one out, so don't know if the runners will be on the move here or not.
Wouldn't think so, down by 3, but one never knows. A lot of jumping around going on. And that pitch tailed back across home plate.
We're going to get another look at that one here on the replay, I think, but that was a pretty good looking pitch there from Van Putten fastball. And look at the tail on that. And Paddock thought that was coming at his back leg, looked to lift it, and tails right back over the inside corner for strike 3.
Terrific late movement on the strikeout pitch, his 4th of the game. And now it's Drew Hillhorst, the second baseman. Drew's just 22 years of age from Killarney. Plays for Boys of Ann. And this one, well hit off the bat, but Simon Dubois able to track it in left center. Manitoba on the board, but chances are, with the situation, they were hoping for a little bit more. 4-1, New Brunswick, heading to the bottom of the 4th.
Hey guys, Donnie with Extreme Hockey and Umbrella Marketing Solutions. Really excited to throw this video that we have partnered with the National Baseball Championships that are hosted in Regina. As you know, we love getting behind our community and supporting these kind of events. This is just an absolute honor to be a part of this championship.
Stop in at 1425 McIntyre Street in Regina. We will have sales on all weekend. I will also be kicking around at the event for a few days, so if you have any questions about team, corporate gear, pull me aside and let's have a chat.
Four to 1 as we begin the bottom of the 4th with left fielder Simon Dubois, whose catch ended the top half of the inning. As Manitoba scored once, but had an opportunity for more. But Nathan Van Putten got the job done. Dubois with 2 hits.
Wow.
A foul ball. 2 for 2 has scored a run. One of the 4, and they all came in the 3rd. It's been another trend in this event. Big innings.
That's for sure, and New Brunswick has already had one of those. Brandon Hatley's line so far, 3 innings, 4 runs, all earned on 6 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. For Van Putten, a very tidy 4 innings, 1 earned run allowed on 1 hit, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts.
Another foul off the bat. Well, that was quite interesting from Ty Ends. That was interesting. You might say he's an interesting man. I don't know what he was thinking
Yeah,
there.
I don't know. I don't know if he
That
just...
weird, like, wild wave. of his glove at it. Doesn't matter. Just haven't seen a lot of that.
Ole.
Hatley. Dubois is 3 for 3. And the throw is wide, and there goes Dubois safely into second. The throw behind the runner from Lockheed, and Dubois takes advantage.
I'll have to see here. I was marking the single down in my book, but Dubois makes his way there, and not really sure what we were. I understand what Lockheed was trying to do there, but a little bit of an errant throw and giving up an extra base there really for no reason.
That was odd.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an odd play.
And here's Duncan Picketts again. Another hit in the game, up to 11 in the tournament. Scored a run. The only thing he hasn't done is driven in a lot of runs. He has 2 of those. But he scored a pile of them.
That's what a good leadoff person does. Gets on base and sets the table for the middle of the order.
And looks at a strike. This is Duncan Picketts. And he's just 23. Brandon Hatley has gone the whole way. Thought the last inning might potentially be his last. Picketts falls in front of Lockheed. And chances are that's hit number 12.
We're going to have the walk to the mound here by the coaching staff. Good effort there as we watch this hit off the bat of Picketts, and Lockheed almost able to get that one, but just falls in front of him. And I have a feeling this might be the end of the night for Brandon Hatley.
Duncan Picketts, 2 for 3 in the game. 12 for 16 in the tournament. That's like being at home playing Super Mario baseball. And only if you're good at that is Brandon Hatley's night is over. He gets one congratulatory handshake, and then you may have seen he's a very unhappy man as he fired his glove into the dugout. We'll take a break, be back, and set the stage with our new pitcher. It's 4-1 New Brunswick, and they're threatening again in the bottom of the 4th.
Hey guys, Donnie with Extreme Hockey and Umbrella Marketing Solutions. Really excited to throw this video that we have partnered with the National Baseball Championships that are hosted in Regina. As you know, we love getting behind our community and supporting these kind of events. This is just an absolute honor to be a part of this championship.
Stop in at 1425 McIntyre Street in Regina. We will have sales on all weekend. I will also be kicking around at the event for a few days, so if you have any questions about team, corporate gear, pull me aside and let's have a chat.
Enter 25-year-old Winnipegger, Mason McLeod, who I would suggest had a very good year in league play with the Winnipeg A's. He was 9-0, 52 innings, struck out 43, and walked only 6. Well, he needs to come in and maybe shut the door right now. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. Max Grant. High, deep, off the wall. The wave for Picketts. And he jumped over the catcher to be safe.
Wow.
Again, just when you think
I got him.
you've seen a lot, we get something else.
No?
We'll have a look on the replay here. That one skips off the base of the wall.
Yeah, he did.
Throw back in by Lockheed, and you
Yep.
getting the full wave there from Coach J.P. Stevenson. And here we go. Hurdles his arm and steps on home plate and called safe. Wow, what a play.
So the 12 for 16 at the plate isn't enough for Duncan Pickett. Now he's giving Edwin Moses a run for his money. And Max Grant's great tournament continues too. That's another extra base hit and 2 more runs batted in as he greets McLeod with a double off the base of the wall in right center. McPhail hit it hard at ends.
Good play there by Ends. Knocks that one down. Not in a rush to get the first. Takes a quick peek over at Grant at third. Not going anywhere, and then steps on the bag for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, if he doesn't touch the plate, we can't make a call, right? So, just as a heads up.
And again, the great insight that we've been getting all week long from the home plate umpire.
That's right. And what he's saying there for those that are listening at home and heard that, if the batter runner does not step on the plate, the umpire will not make a call there. So that's probably what Pistaka was asking about. You know, if you missed the plate, if you went back, you can go back and tag him. But because the umpire called him safe, he clearly saw him step on the plate. Hence why we had the safe call.
The Cloud misses to red-hot Josh Myers, who has done nothing today but drive in runs.
Yeah, he's had a pretty hot day at the dish.
5 of them in the game over 2 games. 3 in the round-robin finale, the 9-8 triumph over Team BC, and 2 more tonight. In a 4-run third. They've added 2 more in the 4th, and they're looking for more. McLeod, a nice breaking ball, but it eludes the zone. I love to see what I just saw there. On the throwback, you always want your shortstop and second baseman to go over and cover.
Absolutely.
Myers again, really good contact. The tag, as I said, all he's done all day is drive in runs, and he did it again.
Yeah, solid piece of hitting there by Josh Myers as he lifts this McLeod pitch to center field. Center fielder Paddock makes the catch and gets it back into second base, but gives Max Grant lots of time to come across the plate with the 7th Team New Brunswick run in this one as they lead now 7-1.
I must tell you, I'm not sure I saw this coming.
No, it's
But what have we really seen?
true.
It's been a lot of easy to predict, which is what makes events really great.
Oh!
Now, that being said, and we've talked about this,
Yes, I know where you're going to go.
there's 3 innings left.
There sure is. But it is 7-1.
Quick update from our other game at Optimus. Team Alberta finally on the board in that one on a Valdez double. Scores Mitch McGeehan. Scoring that one now. Team Quebec 3, Team Alberta 1.
Quebec looking to three-peat here in Regina. Didn't start very well. Lost 2 of their first 3. But you let a great team back in the door, they might just slam it on you.
Absolutely.
That's a really good team.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Lots of depth, and you know they're going to be itching now that they got a chance.
Rose Deba to a pair of knees to make that catch. 2 more on the board for New Brunswick. The Charlottetown Islanders lead by 6. Seven to 1, the advantage in this quarterfinal game will be down to 4 in the hunt for the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball title when the semifinals begin tomorrow morning at 9:30. Pool A winner, Team Saskatchewan, will take on the winner of Quebec and Alberta. And right now, as Dan just updated you on, it's 3-1 for the 2-time defending champions at Optimus. The Regina Trappers will take on the winner of this game.
So as we just talked about last inning, we closed the book on left-hander Brandon Hatley on his evening. 3 innings pitched, 6 runs, all earned on 8 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts.
Van Putten, Grant, there's that Curry Field lip. And in his own right, Max Grant told the lip to get lost.
What a hop. Wow.
That is a difficult play he just made.
See here, it looks like it's just going to take that holiday hop, and whoa, and there it goes. Good reaction time there by Max Grant, able to make the play and across the diamond to Nick McPhail for the first out.
Max Grant, who just drove in a couple of runs with his 7th extra base hit of the tournament. 7 of them.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's okay if you like that sort of thing. Dawson Tweet, Manitoba finds itself at the top of their batting order. This one will test Simon Dubois, and it is fair. Tweet.
Good job there by Dubois to get over and cut that off.
Stays at first, smartly, and all because of what Dan just mentioned. This is good outfield work by Simon Dubois.
That one slicing away from Dubois, but look at the hustle as he gets over, cuts that off, and just a strong throw back into Max Grant, which certainly looked like a double off the bat. Keeps Dawson Tweet to a single in the double play in order.
Lockheed with a bunt. Cormier got him. Now to third.
Wow.
They got him too. Cole McLaren, the catcher on the cover. That's how you teach it defensively. And if you're Manitoba, that's not a place where you want to make a final out.
Good looking bunt here, but Justin Cormier runs in, strong throw to first, out there by half a step, and then runner thought with the base open, they had some time, but catcher Cole McLaren, good hustle. and gets rewarded with the double play to end the inning.
It is all Charlottetown representing New Brunswick. 7-1 going to the bottom of the fifth in this quarterfinal of the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championships in Regina. I guess you could have a lot of 5 to 3s to 2 in a scorebook, but the 2 usually isn't made at third base. It would generally be made at home, where you'd go third to first and then come home to get somebody for a double play. That wasn't the case.
Yes.
That's a good pitch. It's a good pitch. Knock it off.
A little bit of unhappiness with that first call there, but seems like we've restored order here.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Well done. They didn't seem to be too fond of that, and the coach at first base smartly tells his own guys to knock it off.
7-1 game. You don't need someone getting thrown out, and as I'm pretty sure at this level you get an extra game on top of that.
Popplestone with a really strong throw. He's got a good arm, the 35-year-old from Brandon to retire. Logan McDougall here in the fifth with out number 1.
Cole McLaren up now, who was part of that big double play to end the last half inning.
Really heads up by the catcher to on the rotation, because Justin Cormier started the play with a throw to, and a really good throw to get Lockheed on the bunt.
Absolutely.
I love sports when they're played the right way, and that was played the right way, at least defensively.
Yes.
2 balls and no strikes to catcher Cole McLaren, who looks at ball 3. Mason McLeod came on in relief of the starter Brandon Hatley in the last inning.
Yeah. Team New Brunswick able to get to Hatley in those middle 2 innings. He had a first 2 pretty good innings there. A couple of runners got into scoring position, but Team PEI really were able to break it open there and chase Hatley out of this one.
And Max Grant greeted McLeod with a shot off the wall. So McLaren walks with 1 out. He's walked 2 times in a row. And here's Justin Cormier. Got the start tonight in place of Ryan McIsaac at third, and so far that's paid dividends. Certainly defensively. And that's a huge part of the game.
Absolutely. You know, playing it both ways. It's, you know, Justin's a solid player. And, you know, like we said before about some of the teams, you kind of flip-flop some of those players in and out when you can. And you might get right versus left matchups and different things like that are going to help you out. Other times it's just their turn to play.
Have you ever been to St. Anne de Kent, New Brunswick?
I have not, no.
That's where Justin's from.
I have a feeling it's just outside of Moncton, I think, but don't even start with me with that, Clark. Clark.
Remember, the people at home don't get your part of it, Clark.
Clark asking me on the outfield fence which direction that would be from where I'm sitting, and I'm not getting involved in Clark's antics again tonight.
No, I tried it earlier, and I lost. Or I won. I'm not sure which. I know who isn't losing. The Charlottetown Islanders representing New Brunswick. That's a good breaking ball in the outside portion from Mason McLeod. You don't require a lot of baseball knowledge to know that it's time to shut the door for Manitoba.
Absolutely.
And another walk as Mason kind of flexes his pitching arm. Well, Simon Dubois has made a huge difference in this quarterfinal affair. He's 3 for 3, and he scored twice. The 23-year-old from Charlottetown. A lot of good 23-year-olds at the top of the order, and they're all left-handed. Dubois, 23. Pickett's, 23. Max Grant, 23.
Watson!
Just misses on that one there for ball one. Down even now, 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's been 100 years since I was 23. Does Dubois have another hit? No. Thought it might fall a little sooner when it left the bat, but Caden Rosdiba only had to take a couple steps in. So for the first time in the game, Simon Dubois is retired.
Good job there by Rosdiva. He covers a lot of ground out there in the outfield. Good outfielder.
The 21-year-old. 2 outs. And it's Pickett's again. That's quality work by Pistaka, the catcher, to climb the ladder. And you know that these two guys have worked a lot together. Mm-hmm. They're both Winnipeg A's, pitcher and catcher.
Teammates during the summer, and Winnipeg A's have been one of the stronger teams in the Manitoba Loops for a few years now. You see their names come up quite a bit at provincials. A few times they've gone to Western Canadians.
Pickett's fouls it towards the Manitoba dugout.
They have played 4 innings. It's Quebec 3, Alberta 2.
3-2 now in the other quarterfinal going on right now at Optimus Park.
Good 4th inning there from Team Alberta as they're able to play another one.
Oh no, did he
Lee
go?
Carmichael single.
2-1.
Duncan Pickett's. Regardless of what happens, he'll never forget Regina. He might want to move here.
Certainly.
Then there might be a senior team or two that would be happy to have him if he did.
I think so.
This time he might make a rare out.
Ooh,
No,
There.
he didn't. When everything is going your way, this is borderline ridiculous because that's probably going to be called a hit.
Yeah, that's just a really tough play. Once that ball gets up there and gets swirling around a little bit, certainly not easy to be able to make those catches, that's for sure.
Although,
No,
don't you have to probably come up with that? Like that ball's a mile in the air. It's moving all over the place.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough play.
What? It's the back! It's the back! Right here!
As the night gets a little worse for Manitoba. And this is a really good team.
We'll have to see what happened there if the boys in the truck are able to pull that up here.
If I don't show up tomorrow, it means I have broken left ribs.
Yeah, you can see buckles his back leg there while he is engaged with the mound, so I think that's the correct call.
It is indeed. Well, another run scores, and it's 8-1. Max Grant. Deep again. He's on his way to third. He's going to get the wave.
Wow.
An inside the park home run for Max Grant.
And I believe that's the game with the run rule. It is 11-1. That's the ball game. Wow, what a way!
What a way to finish it!
I don't think Manitoba's just figuring it out now, but yeah, what a way to end this one.
A 3-run inside the park homer. I believe that's extra base hit number 8 for Max Grant, and 3 more runs batted in with the 10-run rule after 5.
Wow.
It is game, set, and match. 11-1. Grant and Picketts. And Dubois played a big role too. And so did Nathan Van Putten.
Absolutely.
They'll take on the Regina Trappers tomorrow at 12:30 in a semifinal. But before that, we'd like you to stick around for a moment or two. We're going to chat with a couple of very happy Team New Brunswick players as they put it to Manitoba. Congratulations to Manitoba. Very good team, and for a second straight year, their Canadian Senior Men's Championship ends in a quarterfinal loss. Be back shortly to wrap this Day 3 of the Canadian Senior Men's Championship up for you.
Well, we're down here on field level, and we're a lot of people lost for words right now. Team New Brunswick comes out of this quarterfinal matchup with an 11-1 victory in 5 innings over a very tough team, Manitoba. Nathan, I'm going to pull you in and start with you first. 5 innings on the mound. Just walk me through the preparation for this. 3rd time throwing this week. What did you have to do for that?
Throw a little bit more. That's about it. Go out there. Felt good throwing long toss, and I've been used to it. Been doing it since I was young, and that's it. Confidence with all the offense behind me.
a pretty simple answer there from a simple man. The two other gentlemen standing beside me, offensively this week, you've combined for close to 20 hits together. I don't know if you guys knew that or not yet, but Duncan, I'll start with you. The way you're hitting the ball right now, hitting close to 800 in the tournament, had a pretty good tournament last year, but I mean, you've surpassed what you've done now. Just walk me through how special this has been so far for you this week.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to help out the team and get some big hits for the boys, but I mean, I don't really care if I bat 800 if we don't come away with what we want here this weekend, but I know everything's be dropping in for me right now, so I'm not complaining too much.
Max, quite the way to end that one. Absolutely launching everything all over the park, and you end up with a 3-run inside the park home run to walk this one off. Just, walk me through your preparation for this week.
I mean, we play in a pretty good league back home, as we just shown, but, we're getting picked up by a good team with Dunk and all these boys, and, we can swing it. I mean, Dunk can always roll out of bed and hit whenever he needs to, and we got arms like Nate who throws every second day, so, I mean, just doing whatever I can to help that team win.
Well, I think you're doing a pretty good job of adding into what they already had here this week, but final score here from Curry Field this evening, Team New Brunswick 11, Team Manitoba 1. Team New Brunswick will now advance on to the semifinals tomorrow when they will take on the Regina Trappers here at 12:30. Peter, back up to you after a long night here at the Ball Yard.
It has been a long day. It's been an entertaining day. It's been a day of incredible plays, great hitting. Earlier in the day, high drama. And a inside the park 3-run home run from one of this tournament's best players, Max Grant, to propel Team New Brunswick, the Charlottetown Islanders, into a semifinal tomorrow against the host Regina Trappers. That is game 2 at 12:30. I believe the other quarterfinal is still going on. At last check, it was 3-2 for the two-time defending champions from Quebec. Now it is 5-2. Or is it 4? I've heard both. 5 in my ear, 4 from people in the box. It won't be done, and I'm not staying until it is. So, good night, and we'll be delighted to chat with you at 9:30 when I know this, Team Saskatchewan will be in the first of 2 semis. Hope you enjoyed it half as much as we did. Good night, everybody.